All right, guys. I wanted to share at this time. We have different stories and legends from the hood, from the barrio, from back in the day, from in the family, within families. Stories that I remember around this time because of Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And I wanted to share one of those stories with you guys. And I wanted to see if you guys would be willing to also share some of these stories that you may have from your family. We all have those stories of brujas and curanderos and visions and ghosts and all this other stuff. La Llorona, for one. But I remember that my grandfather, he used to work at the mines, what they call the Blewett Mines, outside of Uvalde, Texas. And him and his friends, when they would get out of work at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they would go to it was like a little watering hole or a created by the mine digging. They would go there at night, make a little fire, and get drunk or drink some beer and whiskey, tequila, whatever. And they would, just shoot the bull, as we say, in the middle of the night before they went home. So one night after work, it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and they go out there, and they're all laughing and having a good time by the fire. And then all of a sudden, they notice over by the edge of the fire, there's what seems to be like a youngish girl, maybe in her late teens, early 20s, and she's crying. She's got her back against them, against the fire on the other side, and she's crying, and they're like freaking out because, to begin with, who's going to be out there at that hour, and especially a young girl, a young lady, and she's crying. So one of the guys, well, they all start to, say, hey, we'll go and see what's bothering her, what's going on, wow, what's she doing out here? They were in a spot where it was, I think, company property, and to begin, there was no access to anybody other than workers. Anyway, so they finally agree on one guy going. His name was Isidro. And Isidro goes over there and taps her on the shoulder, and she's like, "Aah." And he's like, hey, what's going on? What's the matter? Are you okay? And she wouldn't answer, so he taps her on the shoulder again. And, she's still just crying and crying, and he touches her on the shoulder one more time, and as she turns around, he sees that she has the face of a donkey, and she's just starts laughing, just wow, 2 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark, and all he can see is this face of a donkey as she turns around, and she's just laughing out loud. And they all freaked out. He started scrambling towards the car. The other two started scrambling towards the car, and she just walked off into the darkness, never to be seen again, never to be heard from again. From that night forward, she was never heard from again. And Isidro developed a stutter from the fear, from just the total. Well, I would have too, apart from probably dropping a load right there. But he developed a stutter that he never got rid of for the rest of his life. I met this old man. I knew this old man. I knew him personally. We would work in the fields later on in life when I was young, and later on in his life, he would work in the fields, him and his wife. And he never lost that stutter. I remember him stuttering. He was famous for his stutter, but it's told in our neighborhood that that's where he got that stutter from that one night where they were scared half to death by this woman with the donkey face screaming out laughing. So keep that in mind. That's one of the stories from the barrio, from the raza, the lore that we have. I have some more I'll be trying to share in these days on this page, and I'm inviting you guys to share on this page also, because I love to hear this stuff. I love to connect with people, and if possible, share either on my Friends Who Like Cultura page or on my YouTube page. Share ideas, share tips, share whatever you'd like. Anything that has to do with our raza, with our families, with our neighborhoods. God bless you all.